morning. We're back out here. The next couple days are supposed to get warmer and warmer and warmer, and already the dirt's actually feeling like a lot better and like it might actually do something. So the disc broke again last night, which is just the story of that disc's life. We need to get a new disc. That's honestly very quickly moving to the top of the list. And I think it's moving to the top of the list for more than the reason that we're currently on tillage. Because it's like every season, oh, we're in seeding. Oh, we should do something about seeding. Oh, we're in spraying. Well, actually, we did something about spraying and it's good. But then it's harvest. Oh, we should do something about harvest. And then it's tillage. We should do something about tillage. But it's hard to look at the whole picture, take into account every single thing that you could run, and figure out what would have the most ROI. So we're not sure the combine will be there. So we don't know that the combine's going to shake out. Plus, we're not in a huge rush. We want to get a good deal on the combine. So that's where that is. We're thinking we're going to try some MacDons, increase our capacity a little bit more on the combining front. But then there's so much you can do around the combine to also increase harvest. So we don't know that a combine's going to happen now. A good disc is pretty high on the list, because we have a hard time hitting everything with that disc. And then an air seeder or a bigger tank, something to allow us to incorporate our own fertilizer instead of having to get it floated, because that would save us a ton of money. So seeding and disking is probably the highest on the list now of spending money to get a return on investment. But anyways, like I said, the disc broke again last night, so I'm going to go there. We're going to grab the part. We're going to take it to the main yard. Maybe there's something I can weld up, or maybe we just have to get something replaced, which would not be the easiest because it's a day off today anyways. Let's take some time today to remember, everyone who fought for our independence and our freedom. I really appreciate everything you guys have done. So let's go to the disc now and see where things are at. I know some of you were wondering what we do with the sunflower stubble to break it up, incorporate it, that sort of thing. Some had suggested mowing, but we just hit it with a disc. And most of the time it's when it's frozen, but it busts up the stalks well. You can very clearly see where we've disked and where we have it. And this stuff is all, well, when it's frozen, it's very brittle, and usually it's pretty crispy when we're doing this, so it's doing a good job. Anyways, disc is right there. Let's go check it out. It is harder on it doing it when it's frozen, and sometimes we have issues. The eye on the cylinder obviously very much snapped off, but I think I can weld that. I don't think that'll be a problem. So we'll bring this into the main yard, get that welded up, put that back on. And these are the U-bolts that hold these mounts for the disc gangs. We broke 4 of those yesterday. It's going all right. So here's what happened. There's a crack here at some point, and then it finally let go. I'm just going to weld it back on like that. Shouldn't be a big deal, and it doesn't actually really need to be precise at all. So we'll put a nice bevel all the way around here, all the way around here, clean this up well, get this attached solidly. And I was thinking, wow, that's getting thin. We should probably change it. But then if you think about it, it's never going to wear out, because even if these ears are gone, I mean, it's still connected to here. So we better not have this thing long enough for that to be a problem, is what I'm betting on. You can see right there is a little bit rusty, so there was a crack there, and then the rest of it just kind of popped. Once you get a crack in there, it's just infinitely weaker. There we go. We got it all cleaned up on both ends. A nice bevel in there so we can get weld all the way to the bottom. Might have to give it a bit of a gap actually, because otherwise it sinks too deep. Because the edges were pretty thin and I had to clean them up, but we'll get her there. We got the welder fired up, and these are my go-to settings for pretty much everything. That's where I'll start. It's good enough for thick stuff, and just a little too hot for thin stuff, but you can make it work. And from there, I mean, we adjust it up and down, but that's a good all-around setting for a farm, I would say. So now we got our clamp on there. We'll get this thing tacked in there with a decent gap and weld her in. And I'm not worried about getting a little on the inside because it's so ovaled out that the pin will have lots of room anyways. Got her tacked on there good. We're gonna do some nice downhills which make it easy, get good penetration, and we won't go too deep in there. And then we'll be ready to put this thing on. We're gonna beef it up though. We'll add a lot of metal. We got the bottom all welded around. Went pretty well, and now we'll just start layering it up, making it thick, adding a lot of strength. And just like that, we got her all welded up. I have to clean up some of the spatter around the bottom here, although the ram doesn't go all the way in, so I'm not super concerned about it. Yeah, I want to make it look better, but it doesn't really need to. I'm just letting it cool down now. We got a watered rag on here and letting it steam off because there's a long cylinder, so the whole time I was welding it stayed cool, but now that I'm done and there's so much heat stored in there that it's definitely traveling down. So we don't want it to get into the seals. We will let it cool down for another minute or two, and then we're going to put some 320 emery cloth right on the end of the shaft here and just lightly go over it, and it'll be in good shape. We made it back out here. We got everything we need. We got the fuel trailer, which has the tools in it and oil. I'm going to get that cylinder thrown on. The frost is definitely coming out of it. Like today it's like +4 or something, and it's going to continually get warmer for the next couple days. So I still think there's enough frost in there, and it's not sticky and wet enough on the top because the top kind of like freeze dries a bit. I don't know. And so we're going to put together and go try disking. Hopefully it works. We can keep making some progress here, and then tomorrow hopefully it's warm enough we can start running the deep tiller. That's the plan. I do like this trailer. It's just got enough space. Like, it's not huge, but it's well organized and got enough space. You can put some parts in here. These should actually be in here, but they're empty. I need to fill them. But yeah, I like it. So it's a little bit thin still, but I think it'll work. Gotta put on. I got a bolt here somewhere, a big one. Right there. Nice. All right, we're going to carry it out there. It's one of the main lift cylinders, and when you lift it out of the ground, that's what pulled that out. We got to find our lines. Here's one. Oh, and here's the other one. So I think once we get it sitting in there, we'll put this pin just has a roll pin, and then this one's a bolt. We'll put it together. It'll make sense. Before we get too far on doing that, I checked the oil. It's all good. Let's fire this old girl up. The 855 Cummins, it's a sweet engine, but it needs time to warm up. If you go any sort of throttle when it's cold, you're gonna bend push rods. And we've done a lot of them. But they're nice tractors. I like them. I like the 2-tracks better, and they're comfier. Okay, I may have lied. It's a little sticky out there. It's not going to get better. Here we go. Mmm, delicious. Definitely got an exhaust leak. That's bad. Oh, it's broken right off the turbo. I bet this thing is loud. Alright. Sounds terrible. Let's get this thing hooked up. I really wasn't too concerned about this thing lining up. It's got enough tolerance built in at this point that it wasn't going to be an issue. We're getting there though. This thing will be warm soon, and then see what it does. Last summer I forgot the fuel cap off on that tractor, so then in the fall when we were running it on this disc, I kept running out of power, and eventually like we changed the fuel filters, picked back up, and then you could feel it getting bad again. So last winter I cleaned them out. Like I cleaned out both tanks, did a good job flushing them. we're gonna see what kind of difference it is today, and we're gonna start right away. It's just gonna be whether or not the ground is too sticky and wet. It's getting sticky quick, so we're gonna head out there now and give it a shot. It's definitely loud. If I'd have known, I'd have brought earplugs. It's also on the greasy side for sure. We're still going. Wow, we're going. We just started. We'll kind of just go till I don't think we can. For now, things are looking good and they're not plugging up. Carrying a decent amount of speed, so let's keep doing it. We're humming along pretty good here. They started in the middle of the field and we're working this way, so I took the middle up, came down the headland, and now I'm just, if I can at least get this corner finished, then we don't have to travel over here again. That's kind of the hope, and then maybe I'll get to do some stuff on the other side. We'll see how bad it gets. We're right on the edge, but we're managing to keep enough speed up that we can get her done. We're working this thing today, and like it's running at operating temperature, maybe a little bit above, which is kind of surprising, but the hard pulling, it's not too cold. This definitely isn't helping. So we'll clean this off and go take a look at the job we're doing. It's definitely sticky, but it's still a little frosty underneath and working it up good. So we're gonna keep making progress because it'll definitely shut us down, and well, I doubt we'll even be able to go tomorrow because it'll just be too warm for too long. And the disc is, it's holding together. This thing, it's old and it always gets run in the winter where it's just harder on everything. So, we gotta change it, but guess it works. It's just really slow. I don't know if it's just that this corner is lower and there's a bit more water in it, but things are getting greasier quick, and we're gonna have an issue here soon, I think. I really wanted to get this corner done and we're getting close, but I don't know if I can keep going. I may try going back over there. Oh, it's bumpy. May try going over there, seeing if she'll go. But yeah, it's slippery. If we got one of the big 2 tracks on here, I'm sure it'd pull it no problem, but this thing is struggling for sure. Awfully close to getting this little corner done, and I'm optimistic it's better over there where there's less water, but time will tell. But I'm at least happy that we're this far. Wheel speed, all of it, traction, very minimal, but we finished off that side. We're heading back to the middle of the field, and as we've moved this way, it has pulled nicer because that is a low corner. So I'm hoping we can continue to make some progress here. Otherwise, we'll have to shut her down soon. Because it's really not a matter of plugging gangs, which is usually, it's just not enough grip, not enough power, not enough weight. We need a bigger tractor here, and we could probably keep this thing going pretty good. Oh, we are cruising now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it's leaving that strip though. That's interesting. This is good. This is doing a nice job. I like that, and I think it was worth getting that side done in case we're on limited time here now, so. I think we're slowly starting to lose the battle to the frost coming out of the ground. It's getting harder on this side too. Maybe I'm in a wet spot. Hopefully next couple passes get better, but yeah, it's not working so good anymore. We will go as long as we can though. Get as much done. The old Versatile's doing the best it can. We just need more tractor on there, boss. We really should get our big 855 on here, but we're thinking tomorrow we could probably deep till, so it's just not worth it to switch it around right now. But we got mud flying everywhere, and we will continue to go. It's interesting listening to how it's running, and you can really tell and hear the difference when it's like slipping or struggling for grip versus when it's hooked up and we're just pulling. It was a tough go a couple passes ago, but it's gotten a little bit better. The high spots are easy and the low spots are challenging, but we're continuing to make good progress, which I'm fired up about. And potentially, I mean, this thing was fueled up when we started in here, so probably won't make a huge difference. But when I get to where I am in the truck in like an hour or two, if I'm able to go that long, I'll fuel up. And then maybe a couple hundred extra pounds of weight will help a little bit. I don't know, we can hope. I doubt it, but we want to do what we can to get her finished up. The little buddy wants to come for a ride. I told him it's going to be loud and bumpy, but maybe he'll do a pass or two, but it won't be too long because it's really not nice in here. Time to get some fuel in this thing. I think I got some on the trailer. Pretty sure I left some in it, so. Top it up, see how much it takes. I mean, I was close, but kind of a waste of time. It only took 100 liters. That's not gonna do anything for me. It really is your perfect bring it to the field and leave it there when you're working trailer. It's got everything: air, welder, generator. This is the way to do it, fellas. It is working extremely nicely over here. I am completely blown away. I definitely didn't think we'd get this much done or be able to go this long, so hey, that's a good thing. I don't think I'll get the whole field done today, but a good chunk of it. Holy smokes, we're on to the headlands. That's wild. It worked pretty good. All in all, I thought we were going to be shut down every half hour the whole day, but we made her. This is a fun part of field work. It's cleaning up the edges around the field and making as many acres as possible. I love that. Oh, we're gonna get stuck. It's getting wet. Because this is a low spot. Oh, here we go. Sun's making it pretty hard to see, but we're on our second pass of headlands, this piece, and then we got a little tiny section in the bush we got to do yet too. So I don't think we're gonna finish today, but we'll see. We're making good time. We finished up all the headlands on this piece. I'm probably gonna head home here right away. We got a little piece in that bush to do. I'll probably come out later tonight and finish that up. Just so that tomorrow we can head with this disc all the way down to N1 and just get that done in one day, hopefully, which I don't think it'll happen, but we can hope, right? Beautiful evening. that's the little section right in there that we have to do. I may come back tonight and do that and service the disc and get it all ready, or I may do that tomorrow morning. We'll see. So either I'll see you in a couple hours, or thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Either. And yes, the plan is to sell this truck. It would be a great farm truck. It's the best truck I've ever owned. Has been very cheap for maintenance. But I don't want to keep another vehicle around that I have to insure and fix. And one's coming in, one's going out. We're gonna sell my truck and my brother's truck and buy 2 trucks for the farm, and those will be what we drive. Because the majority of the hard work, miles, wear and tear comes from the farm. And I'll get to drive it as a perk. I don't need to own a vehicle. I'm fine with that. So this truck will be for sale when I'm driving the other one. I'm not trying to get anyone to buy it because, well, it's been well used. And that other truck, I'm gonna work the bag off of that thing to make it pay for itself, because I can't justify having both these trucks, so this one's gotta go. Who am I kidding? We all knew I'd be back. So we're gonna quickly grease the disc while we wait for the tractor to warm up, because we do about 8 hours and then we grease. Otherwise we just destroy bearings, and bearings suck to change on this. So we'll do that, then we'll finish up that little piece and fuel it up, and then it's ready to go first thing tomorrow morning to the next field. So as long as we don't find anything wrong with it while we do our little service right now, hopefully things go well. It's very important to bring lots of grease when you're doing this, because we're doing, every bearing is getting 50 shots at least. You want to see it coming out. And then we're checking out and making sure that there aren't any bad bearings as we go. And then we'll walk around with our hammer, which is right there, and we'll just bang off all the discs. Each gang has 2 or 3 bearings depending where it is. The back has more gangs than the front. We got it all greased and I didn't find any bad bearings, which is fantastic news. So now we're gonna grab the hammer and we're just gonna walk around, bang off all the discs, and at that point you're looking at all the bolts, and yeah. And then you can listen to them, and you can pretty easily tell when you got a loose gang or something by how they sound. Also, I need to clean off the lights, because everything is just covered in mud. Hi, I need you. Oh man. There we go. Wow. What a mess. We got lights again. Nice. Yeah, that sucks. So you can hear it pretty easily, and the disc is turning, but the others isn't, so that's a loose gang. It means we gotta tighten it, which I really don't want to do. But we gotta do it before it goes to the field. So we'll make something happen. We got a pipe wrench on this side holding this nut, and then we crawl over here. We got our retainers off and everything, and then we got a pipe wrench here, and we will just tighten this up until I can no longer turn it when I have like a 4-foot cheater bar on it. Oh, my pipe wrench came off. So what I'm tightening is really just, in theory, like, it's called a gang bolt. It is literally just one long bolt that runs through the whole thing with a nut on either end to hold it together. So we're just, yeah, we're wrenching. Now we got our bar on it, and we're gonna keep going. And then we gotta line the bolt up with the keeper to get it to hold on. So now this should fit over here. It doesn't, so then I need to turn this nut a little bit more. We slid our keeper over the big nut, which just stops the nut from turning. Now we have a 1/2 inch carriage head bolt in here holding the keeper on that we got to bolt on. Then you just slide your pipe right back there on the edge till you need it next time, because you're gonna need it. And don't forget to take both pipe wrenches off. That would suck to forget one. Well, like usual, it took longer than expected to get going. If it wasn't for that loose gang bolt. But anyways, happens every time. You got to deal with it. Now let's get this little piece across this strip here done. Oh, look at all the deers. I knew there'd be a bunch in here. I want to see some bears. That's what I want to see. This is a tiny little piece, and it's gotten a little harder since during the day, which is good, so I'm hoping it works a bit better. We need a bit more grip. It's a tiny little piece, so we're just freehanding it, but there's a couple deer. There's a good spot. So far it's working all right. That corner there that we're going to, though, that's where we're gonna have issues if we do, because that's a wet spot. All of, I don't know, 10 minutes later maybe, we're done all our passes and we're gonna do our headlands now. There really wasn't much to do. The hardest part about coming out here was gonna be the service. We've been out here for an hour and a half, and we did a total of 20 minutes of disking, but I knew we didn't have enough or a lot to do. I really wanted to get home and see the kids and that sort of thing before they go to bed. Figured, not much out here. We can do it later. So, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you on the next one. What a wild night. Do you guys see that? Some pretty decent northern lights. Pretty cool. I know I just fueled up like quarter of the field ago, but we're going to our farthest piece tomorrow, and I just want to make sure it's extra full and not have to worry about it. Also, I thought I heard some clunking underneath here on this side in the articulation joint or something, so we're gonna quickly take a peek around here. If you don't see from me again, that means I found nothing, and if you do, we found something.